Secretary of State Antony Blinken side by side with the Egyptian Prime Minister. We've got the live pictures. There we go. Of course, talking about the deal he's trying to make overseas for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, and also getting those hostages home.
The last 2 days, in my travels to the region, we've met intensively with virtually all of our regional partners from Saudi Arabia, from Egypt, from Jordan, from the UAE, from Qatar, Palestinian Authority. But I very much appreciate the Foreign Minister hosting today's meeting with the Arab foreign ministers. I've been meeting and speaking individually to them over the past several weeks, but it was very good to be together, to have the opportunity to convene as a group, to share views on where we are, where we need to go, and how we can best get there. And there's a clear consensus around a number of shared priorities. First, the need for an immediate, sustained ceasefire with the release of hostages. That would create space to surge more humanitarian assistance, to relieve the suffering of many people, and to build something more enduring. We've been working, as you know, with Egypt, with Qatar, and with Israel to put a strong proposal on the table. Hamas responded to that. The negotiators continue to work. The gaps are narrowing, and we're continuing to push for an agreement in Doha. There's still difficult work to get there, but I continue to believe it's possible. The United States has also put forward the United Nations Security Council resolution to support these efforts, and we hope that all countries will back that resolution. Second, there's an agreement, as you heard from Minister Shukri, on the urgent need to surge and sustain humanitarian assistance for the people of Gaza. Children should not be dying of malnutrition in Gaza or anywhere else for that matter. 100% of the population of Gaza is experiencing severe levels of acute food insecurity. We cannot, we must not allow that to continue. Now, the ceasefire that we're working on would be the best, most immediate way to enable us to surge humanitarian assistance, but it's not the only way. Regardless, we have to be doing that. We've seen some improvement over the last couple of weeks in getting humanitarian assistance to Palestinians, but it's not enough. And as I said, we need to really surge and sustain the assistance across land, across sea, and across air. We have senior officials meeting today in Cyprus to coordinate the international efforts on the maritime corridor. And that includes support for the U.S. military mission to construct a pier, a temporary pier, as an additional channel for aid. But as I said before, and I want to emphasize, this maritime corridor and this pier is a complement to, not a substitute for, other means of getting assistance to people who need it. And in particular, the land crossings are the most critical means of getting aid to those in need. As Minister Shukri said, we agreed today, all of the ministers, that we would get our experts together in the coming days to identify the urgent, practical, and concrete steps that can and should be taken to increase the flow of assistance. Israel needs to do more. Tomorrow, I'll be talking to our partners about how to coordinate our efforts. As the Foreign Minister mentioned as well, we also discussed Rafah. We all share concerns. There are more than 1 million people in Rafah, many of whom were displaced from other parts of Gaza. A major ground operation there would mean more civilian deaths. It would worsen the humanitarian crisis. There is a better way to deal with the threat, the ongoing threat posed by Hamas. Third, we discussed and agreed on the need for long-term peace and security. This discussion, very much consistent with the principles that I laid out in Tokyo many months ago, that Gaza cannot be used as a platform for terrorism. There can be no displacement of its population. There can be no reoccupation by Israel. And we also agreed that this requires a path to 2 states with real security guarantees for Israel. In turn, this also requires real reform of the Palestinian Authority. And we've seen some initial steps in that direction. More is needed. revitalizing the PA with a better, more representative government, including Palestinians from Gaza, is critical to achieving the vision of a Gaza unified with the West Bank under Palestinian Authority. If and as the Palestinian Authority pursues reform, I'm also convinced that the region will strongly support it. Regional integration is one of the building blocks of lasting peace and lasting security. And that includes normalization for Israel with its neighbors. Yesterday, I had an opportunity to meet again with Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, as well as with Foreign Minister. And we had a very good discussion about the work that we've been doing for many months now on normalization, and that work is moving forward. We're continuing to make good progress. I believe we can reach an agreement which would present a historic opportunity for two nations, but also for the region as a whole. So I think if you look back on these past couple of months, since I was here in January, we have been working very closely together with our Arab partners on all of these post-conflict pieces. There's not only more consensus on the priorities, ceasefire, release of hostages, humanitarian assistance, and a clear pathway and plan for the future. I think there's increasingly consensus on the steps needed to achieve that. These are difficult days, but that only reinforces our determination to get to better days. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.